Hello everybody, episode 14, VikingsOwn Network on now. Ready to answer questions, Terrance?
Yes, I am. And the first question is from Badgers Packers 12. It says, what are your guys' favorite sports other than hockey, football, baseball, and basketball?
That is a good question. I am going to have to go with bowling. I'm a big bowling fan.
Professional or just playing?
I like playing bowling. I never really watch it. I also like poker, even though I wouldn't really call that a sport. It's on ESPN, okay. So there you go.
My favorite is tennis. I'm a huge Andy Roddick fan. I bleed Andy Roddick and gold. Okay, our next question. St. Louis sports news. Do you think the Gophers could beat any currently ranked team? If so, which one?
I do think that. And in fact, I think they could beat the Illinois Fighting Illini, an overrated team who are ranked but don't deserve it. They lost to a mediocre Ohio State team, and even though their record is still good and they are bowl eligible, they are not a good team.
How about every of them, all of them? We can beat any team in the nation if we put our minds to it.
Yes, which is what we failed to do this season, but we know how to do it. Next question.
This question is from Alina for Life. And it is Jimmy a genius for predicting the Cardinals in the World Series? And then he went on to point out that my two World Series teams lost in the first round. Well, Alina for Life, you should know that Jimmy Davis who was on our show, would never brag about predicting it. He's too humble of a guy to do that. He would never point out the fact that he was right and someone else was wrong.
Yes, he is very humble. He is a genius when it comes to those kind of things. We told you that before, and this is just proof right there, but he never brags about it or anything.
And the lineup for life? Just so you know, 2 years ago, I know you're not going to believe this, and you don't have to believe it, but it's true. I predicted the Super Bowl from the beginning, okay, Alina for Life?
The score.
Yes. So, I know I'm a genius, I just got this one wrong. Boo! Okay, last question is from the Packerbacker 54904. His question is, do you want the Vikings to try to lose so they can get Andrew Luck?
The answer is no, because we have Christian Ponder. We don't want to waste another first-round pick selecting a quarterback after the year we selected another quarterback. That doesn't make sense. You don't want two first-round quarterbacks just year after year.
Where are your priorities? No one tries to lose. You're a Packer fan. You stupid little stupider.
Well, that sounds a little angry, but nobody tries to lose. That is true. And Andrew Luck is a great quarterback, but we have our future. And in the draft, we need some other things, like a receiver. We have a ton of other issues we need to solve, and it's not a quarterback.
Speaking of Ponder, we have some big news.
Big. Christian Ponder will make his first start this week against the Green Bay Packers. And it's going to be perfect timing.
What a team to start off to. A team with the worst pass defense? This is great.
What a way to make a statement, too. Giving them their first loss of the season, that's just a perfect way for his quarterback to start his career off.
Yep.
I'm excited. Even though I thought McNabb was doing fine, I guess we just want to try something different because it's not turning into wins. So Ponder can give us those wins, and I am excited.
Stats tell half the story, VikingsOwn. Stats tell stories, but the big story is the wins and losses. McNabb, great stats. That was only half of it. The other half was one win.
That is true. 1 win, 5 losses. I think Ponder can turn that around to 5 wins, 1 losses. We're going to get hot now because we have that mentality. Ponder knows how to win. He was coached by Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden wins games at times, and that's just it.
Okay, 3:15 start, Metrodome.
It's gonna be rocking.
We will be there. We will be wearing our Viking gear. I will be wearing my Sydney Rice jersey, but it has an X through it.
That's nice.
It really got the crowd piped top. People loved it last time I went to the Metrodome. They're like, ha 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 ha.
I'm going to wear my Jared Allen jersey just because I think that'll motivate him to get more sex on Aaron Rodgers.
Also be wearing my Vikings helmet. My mom got it to me for my birthday. It also has a signature of Brett Favre. I'll be wearing that.
Good, good, good.
And these
Can't
will lead
wait.
to wins in a loud stadium, which we will be at.
The atmosphere is always crazy for when the Packers come to town, and it's going to be rocking. Everyone's going to be pumped for the Ponder start.
Especially what they did in the Metrodome last year. We will not take that again. That was embarrassing. We were pathetic. We will destroy them.
The thing is, the Vikings want revenge. The Packers may not realize it, but the Vikings are angry. They're not just going to blow off last year's losses and say, oh, all right, we lost. They're going to be like, we should have won those games. And we're going to be angry for that. And we're going to come out there and execute our plays and just play with complete emotion and anger throughout.
Yes, Packers' awful pass defense. Pretty good rush defense. So I mean, AP will have a solid game, but Ponder puts up 56 points. We win 56-49.
The thing is, Adrian Peterson, it doesn't matter what defense he's going up against. It doesn't matter if he's against the best run defense or the worst. He's going to get his yards. If you give him the ball, he's going to find a way to get the yards. Just give him enough carries. Adrian Peterson will get the job done. That's all that needs to be said. And against the Packers, we can run, and then Ponder can roll out, do some fancy passing. And I know he's just a rookie, but he's just great. I know he can be. And he's going to prove himself. Skol Vikes. So anyways, I predict the final score of this game will be 38-31, Vikings winning. It's going to be a thriller, but the Vikings come out on top. The offense is going to be hot clicking.
Now, college football. Nebraska, Minnesota, home. This will be a dandy.
That is right.
2:30 kickoff. We will be there probably at noon in the stadium, tailgating at probably 3 a.m.
We get there early. We camp out sometimes. Great time to be a Gopher. I love the TCF atmosphere. The bank is going to be going wild against Nebraska. The fans will be in it.
Overrated
players will
Nebraska.
Be in it.
Overrated quarterback. Overrated coach. Overrated defense. Overrated stadium. Shouldn't even be in the Big Ten. We should be 11. I hate Nebraska.
That's a little extreme. But anyways, Nebraska struggled at Wisconsin. Now they have to go to TCF Bank Stadium. They think that's going to be easy. Really? You struggle on the road at Wisconsin, and now you have another tough test. All right. You think it's going to be an easy crowd? No, we're going to be screaming.
You know what? They struggled at home against a team with suspended players.
Ohio State.
Like, they barely won that one. Come on.
They had to come back to win that at
This
home.
team is so overrated. Minnesota gets their first Big Ten win because of Marquise Gray will have his breakout game against this pansy defense.
Yes,
we win
38-21. I predict a win also because the Gophers will be motivated to get their first Big Ten win. And Taylor Martinez either has a really good game or a really bad game. And this Gopher defense is going to say, hey, it's time for you to have a really bad game. So that is what I think. And I predict Minnesota 24, Nebraska 21.
Okay, VikingsOwn. Quarterback controversy in Minnesota, the Gophers. Who do you think should be named 100% the starter?
Well, I think it should be Gray. Now, Shortell, he's a true freshman. He's very young and inexperienced. We need an experienced guy who can move the chains. Now, Gray has struggled a little in this past few games, but I think that can all just be chipped out, worked out, just all under the bridge if he can have a good game against Nebraska. Shortell is young and inexperienced, but I think he will be good someday, but it's not his time yet.
Okay, so there's this thing called College Game Day. It's on ESPN, and it's going to Michigan State over our game. Like, come on.
Michigan State, Wisconsin. All right. I know these two teams are ranked, and it's supposed to be a big game, but I'm sure it'll be a blowout in favor of one team. I don't know who, but this is going to be a good game. I just have that feeling. Like, when I have a feeling something's going to be a good game, it usually is.
We have struggled this year. We have.
Honestly,
but
yes.
We will not anymore. I mean, we know we're done. We're done with struggling. We had a bye. We're done. We will be back, and we will be good.
Bye weeks are key to winning.
Yes, they are. And today, we will play the game called News. Sporting news. Yes. My news, Terrance's news, is Carson Palmer traded to the Raiders for 2 first-round draft picks.
Interesting. 2 first-round picks. That is a very big move.
Right.
If Palmer underperforms, that could be troublesome.
Yep, and also the big news is John Beck will start over Rex Grossman. He hasn't made a start for a couple of years. Let's see how he does.
Yes, it will be interesting. I have news. It's Tyrann Mathieu. He was a Heisman candidate for LSU. He will be suspended against Auburn. No further news has been released. Well, maybe, but I don't know.
No.
Yeah! Anyways, let's get ready for some shout-outs.
My shout out to those mighty fine uniforms Michigan State wore last week. They were beautiful gold helmets and black. No one saw it coming. Not even Terrance Akers.
Alright, my shout-out will be to halftime shows. Because they're just a great part of the game. The band playing or some kind of funny skit or something. Halftime shows are really cool and gets you pumped for the second half.
Yes, in high school I was in marching band, and we were the thing of the game. Everyone came to see us. Skol Vikings.
A lot of places people come to see the bands. It's very popular.
Especially in high school.
High school, people love the bands so much they have the right to be confident.
Yes, and this guy will never brag, but our very own VikingsOwn, he didn't play in band because he was in high school football. He was a beast.
I played linebacker and kicker. It was fun. I wasn't good enough to go play at a college, but it was a good time starting in high school.
I wish I could have seen him, but I didn't go to his high school. I mean, I didn't grow up in the same town, but man, I wish. Skol Vikings, Skol Vikings, Skol Vikings.
Skol all Minnesota sports. Ski-U-Ma Gophers. I can't wait for the weekend for Minnesota sports. That's all for today, guys.
Bye!
I love the Vikings and all Minnesota sports. VikingsOwn out.